New leaks from the set of Avengers Doomsday have set the fandom ablaze. And once again, it's thanks to the insider My Time to Shine Hello, who has a long track record of getting Marvel scoops right. This time, the bombshell is that Chris Evans is back on set, but not in the way people might expect. His codename during filming is reportedly Luke Cage. Now, let's pause for a moment because this is where things get interesting. A few months ago, this very same insider was already stirring speculation by leaking that Fantastic Four First Steps would feature a post-credit scene where Chris Evans appeared, not as the Human Torch from his original Marvel days, but as Nomad, a darker, alternate version of Captain America, warning the Fantastic Four about the looming threat of Doctor Doom. At the time, it sounded wild, but now with this new Luke Cage codename appearing on the Doomsday set, the pieces are starting to line up in ways fans didn't anticipate. Chris Evans, of course, has denied his involvement in the movie, but let's be honest, we've seen this playbook before, most famously when Andrew Garfield swore up and down that he wasn't in Spider-Man No Way Home, right up until the moment he stepped onto the screen. Marvel loves its secrecy, and denials are practically part of the marketing. But let's go even deeper, because one of the earliest leaks from Doomsday, months back, was about a mysterious 60s-style house, which production insiders were already calling Luke Cage's house. At the time, people assumed maybe the Netflix hero Luke Cage was somehow getting folded into the multiverse. But now, with the codename revelation, it seems much more likely that Luke Cage has nothing to do with the Harlem hero at all, and everything to do with Chris Evans' character operating under a disguise name. And while the codename may sound confusing, the Marvel character Luke Cage from the Netflix series doesn't really make sense here. His story is street-level, gritty, not cosmic or multiversal, and it feels incredibly unlikely that Doomsday would suddenly introduce him as a central player. So instead, what if Luke Cage is just a production alias, chosen to throw off curious onlookers, and the real connection is back to Captain America himself? Let's rewind to Avengers Endgame. We saw an aged Steve Rogers sitting on that bench, having lived a full life after traveling back in time to return the Infinity Stones. If Steve really lived through the decades, then yes, he would have experienced the 1960s, which suddenly makes that 60s-style house leak all the more meaningful. What if that house is his? What if the old man Steve Rogers we saw at the end of Endgame already lived through the events of Avengers, Doomsday, and now the film is about to show us that lost piece of his timeline? Imagine the dramatic irony of the character who once passed on the shield already having foreknowledge of a cosmic battle, perhaps even warning heroes of the dangers to come. And then there's the wildest part of all. This entire thread connects back to Robert Downey Jr. If Evans is secretly reprising his role in a new form, and Downey is coming back under a mask as one of Marvel's greatest villains, then Doomsday might not only be a reunion film, it could be a complete reinvention of how Marvel uses its legacy actors. And yes, all of this, the aliases, the secret codenames, the multiversal overlaps, the blurred lines between old and new versions of beloved characters, can make the movie sound a little confusing, even overwhelming, especially for casual viewers who aren't following every leak or every insider scoop. But at the same time, that's what makes it thrilling. Marvel seems to be cooking up a story that doesn't just rely on nostalgia, but recontextualizes it, turning past appearances, past sacrifices, and even past denials into fuel for the future of the MCU. And no matter how tangled the leaks may seem, there's one thing that's undeniable. The sheer scope of Avengers Doomsday is shaping up to be massive, unpredictable, and unlike anything we've seen before. And if that doesn't get you excited for the future of Marvel, then nothing will. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single piece of news.